Hi, my name is Jennifer Martin, and this slide presentation is on the brain development within the first 3 years of life. As Brock just shared, we know the anatomical structure of the brain of an infant begins in the first 2 weeks of conception in the womb. The infant's brain at birth has the same number of brain cells that they're going to have their entire life. However, the brain will double in size in the first year and keep growing to about 80% of their adult-sized brain by the time they're 3 years old. By the time they're in kindergarten, they'll have 90% of their adult-sized brain. Approximately 1 million new neural connections are made every second, more than any other time in their life in these first 3 years. A process critical to the wiring of the brain is called serve and return. The interactions an infant and small child develop through their relationship with their parent and caregivers create those neural connections that they'll have into adulthood. This is done through talking and singing and reading and playing with them. These connections will help the newborn develop cognitive skills, language and communication skills, and their social behaviors that they will use throughout their entire life. Because nearly all of the functions or growth of the brain happen from infancy to 3 years of age. With regards to preterm infants, we know that the first 24 hours are critical in establishing breathing and other vital life-sustaining functions, all of which are predicated by a healthy brain. The latest neuroscience research reveals that brain development is affected by positive sensory experiences within the womb from the mother. Studies, however, do reveal that preterm and low birth weight babies have a higher prevalence of psychiatric disorders. The painful intubations and punctures within the NICU are an indication of this. The study reveals, though, that the neonatal care for premature babies who have protective measures, such as skin to skin with the parent, may reduce those psychiatric disorders later in life. But we know that based on epigenetics research and the neuroplasticity of the brain, that when lights are dimmed and noises are quieted and there is parental touch that is encouraged, the child will have a healthier brain development. There's been a lot of research over the last 30 years with regards to the structure and the function of the brain, but a large focus lately has been on the brain and the effects of behavior. This research reveals experience affects that connection. The research shows that the experiences that stimulate the sensory and perceptual development in those early years of life are dependent on the child's later development in life. Some of this research reveals that behaviors essential for this timeline are developed through processes such as language and facial recognition or face processing. For instance, at birth, an infant is capable of learning any language. However, between the first year of life, 6 months to a year, they will start to recognize the noises that are unique to their own home and develop their own native language. This process will assist them in their language skills later in life. Likewise, face processing is important to social behavior and the interactions of the experiences that they'll have in life. Infants as young as 6 months old can actually recognize the difference between two monkeys. All of the interactions of an infant and small child, all those experiences will be for their enrichment of their developmental skills and wiring of the plasticity of their brain, or it'll be to their deprivation. In an ongoing study in Bucharest, they've been studying 3 groups of children that are institutionalized their whole life, another group, children who are institutionalized at birth and then placed in foster care at 22 months, and then children who've never been institutionalized and they live with their biological families within that area. Institutionalized children who were deprived of enriching experiences and their needs were not being met. This did cause them to have cognitive and physical delays and even stunted in their ability to learn. Therefore, brain development in children, whether experiencing enrichment or deprivation, will have lasting effects on their brain and behavior throughout adulthood, either positive or negative. We all want children to be successful. A child's ability to read is a precursor to success, and something I did not know is that we're not pre-wired to read. Through the child's interactions with their parents and caregivers within those first 3 years of life, those parents who talked and read and interacted with them, this increases the child's vocabulary. Research shows that if there's a gap in communication within those first 18 months of life, by the time that they are 3 or 4 years old, this will greatly impact their attention span, their vocabulary, and their basic ability to have knowledge, which all are predictors of their 3rd and 4th grade comprehension. And sadly, those who struggle in 3rd grade reading abilities, this will be one of the biggest indicators of whether they will graduate from high school. In closing, these first 3 years are critical. So let's talk and sing and play and read. And most importantly, nurture these little ones so that they will have success as a young child and into adulthood. The photographs are of my children when they were younger or my grandchildren. Thank you so much.